Hi there, and welcome to the Salted Pepper, where we cook for real life using real food and we keep it real simple. And today I am gonna make some quick and easy gravy in the Ninja Foodi hot cold blender, and I'm so excited because this is gonna be so quick and easy. So I just finished making a whole turkey breast. This was bone-in, skin-on turkey breast in the Ninja Foodi 6.5 quart, and that turned out almost as good as my whole turkey did. Not quite, but it was good. And we were able to get the skin crisped up nicely. So that was a big bonus because we weren't able to do that with my 10-pound turkey that I did in the 8 quart. But the 10-pound turkey was a little juicier. Anyway, moving on. We're gonna make some gravy so that we can serve that with our turkey breast. So what I have here is a couple of cups of the broth. Now this is 1 cup of bone broth that I put into the inner pot of the Ninja Foodi. And then when I did my turkey breast, juices came out. And of course now we have probably about maybe 2 to 3 cups here. So what I'm gonna do is pour this into the hot cold blender. Now, if you don't have the hot cold blender, don't worry. You could do this in the Ninja Foodi as well, and it would be a similar process. You just would have to whisk it up with a nylon whisk. All right, turn the hot cold blender on, and now we have to put the lid on. I want to get this heated up some because it has cooled down, and I want to get it a little bit warm before I add in the flour. So we're going to turn the hot cold blender on. And we're gonna select the cook function, and I'm gonna select high, and then the countdown will start, and now we are heating this up. And I'm just gonna bring it up to like when it starts to boil a little bit. Then I have a half of a cup of just all-purpose flour here, but I'm gonna only add it in at a tablespoon at a time until we get the desired thickness. We also wanna make sure that we have enough fat in this broth to combine with the flour so we don't have a floury tasting gravy. And it is already starting. I can hear it and I can see it bubbling down in there. I don't know if you can see that from the front, but I can see it here from the side. It's awesome. This thing is so fast. And I can see some steam starting to build. So we are almost at the point where I'm gonna start adding in my flour. And to do that and keep it heating at the same time, all you have to do is unscrew this little center here and you can just pull that out. Now we can add our flour right into the blender really easily. And I'm starting to see some bubbles, so that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm just grabbing about a tablespoon, half a tablespoon, doesn't really matter, you don't have to be exact. Put that in there. Put that back on and just hit pulse. Let it settle down a little bit and then repeat the process. I am not a very good gravy maker. I'm not patient enough. So I'm thinking that this is going to be the way I make gravy from now on because it's just so easy. And pulse. All right, now let's get that to a boil, and then I'm going to go in with my scraper here and just see how thick it is. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and add in, I think probably another tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half. So maybe a total of a 1/4 cup. Now you can add less or more. It depends on how much broth you have and how much fat you have in your broth. So there's no real recipe for this. It's more just do it until it's right for you. I see just a little bit of flour here on the side, so I'm gonna go in and take this down. And now let's let this thicken up. I'm gonna turn the heat down from a high heat to medium heat, and I'm gonna let it cook for about 5 minutes. Now remember, when it's heating up, you can always pulse. So if you wanna hit the pulse button, you can pulse it up and it will stay heating, but you can't go up and like hit one of the programs that are for the blending. It won't let you do that, but it will let you pulse while you're heating. So that's really good. And now we've got everything's kind of combined there. And we should be thickening up, and then we'll taste it for some seasoning because you want to make sure that it's well seasoned, whether you need to add salt, pepper, a little bit of thyme, a little more rosemary, whatever you want. And then I will taste it with my little piece of turkey here. But if this works, I'm going to be super excited because, again, I am not very good at making gravy. All right, with about 30 seconds left on our 5-minute cook time on medium, I'm going to go ahead and pop the whole lid off now because what I want to see is, number one, has it thickened up? And it has thickened up, okay? It has. It's a nice gravy. It'll also thicken as it cools some, so keep that in mind. But it is a nice gravy, and it's super, super smooth. So now, definitely, you want to taste the gravy for a little to see if you have to season it. So you definitely want to taste the gravy so you can see if it needs any seasoning. It's pretty good. Touch of salt, and for me, a touch of pepper. So I'm just going to put in just a pinch of pepper, probably 1/4 teaspoon, and then about 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt. And also, I like thyme. Now, if you wanted to add fresh thyme and you wanted it to be blended up, go ahead and do it now. If you want to see the green in your gravy, put it in afterwards, which I'm going to do both. I'm not going to put any rosemary in, though. I love rosemary, but it can really be overpowering. So I'm just taking the green off of these stems here. Although with this blender, you could probably throw in the stems and it wouldn't matter. It will pulverize them. All right, that was just a tiny bit of thyme. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and pulse to mix that up. Turn it off. And go ahead and pour your gravy. Made a good amount too. Now, if you liked it thicker, you could put more flour in, okay? I stopped because I wasn't sure if there was any more fat left, but there is. But this is gonna thicken up, and honestly, this is a pretty good gravy. Some people like it really thick, I don't. All right, put a little bit more thyme in there. I still see some of the green in there, but I'm gonna put a little bit more just because I like that look. Of course, this is a turkey gravy, so it also is not really dark either. It's a light gravy. So it might look a little strange, but all right, there we go. So we did make gravy in the Ninja Foodi Hot Cold Blender. Super easy, definitely a shortcut. All right, put it over the turkey. Like I said earlier, this turkey, unfortunately, was a little bit drier than when I did the whole turkey in the Ninja Foodi. So I think a little gravy is going to help that. I don't usually eat gravy with my turkey, but I think it's going to help a little bit here. That's perfect. Wow. Now that just took like what I would say an average tasting turkey. It certainly wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination, but just that little bit of gravy, wow, took it to excellent. Perfect. All right, I am so excited about this. I mean, we made gravy in less than 10 minutes. There are absolutely 0 lumps, which is always the problem I run into when I make gravy. It was a super shortcut. And you know what? You could leave your gravy in the hot cold blender, keep it on low until you're ready to serve it, and that'll keep your gravy nice and hot until you're ready to serve your dinner. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to subscribe to my channel, which you can do right over there.